let's play a game. All right. On the count of 3, name your favorite dinosaur. Don't even think about it. Just name it. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Velociraptor.
What? Did we just become best friends?
Yup.
You want to go do karate in the garage?
Yup.
This is the Karate in the Garage podcast with Mason Merrill and Weston Toth. Welcome back to another edition of the Karate in the Garage podcast. I am your host, Mason Merrill, and I am joined today with my co-host, Weston Toth. And once again, we had a little hiatus, but we're back.
Ho, ho.
So, oh yeah.
Ho, ho,
How you doing,
ho.
Weston?
Dude, I am among the land of the living again. I've been so sick, man, but partly why we had a hiatus for at least 2 of the weeks because I think I was and maybe still dying, but we're okay.
Yeah, I'm not going to blame it all on you because my computer died and then I've just been in and out of town and like just all over the place. So it was my fault and you were sick. And anyway, it's good to be back and we had some extra time with this game. So anyway, we are talking Digimon World today, part 2. We kind of did all the preface of it last week. So if you didn't listen to last week's episode, go ahead and listen to that one and then come to this one.
we did some prefies, as Mason would say, some prefies.
Preface. I don't know, man. Preface.
Why are you trying to sound like you read books, okay? Why are you trying to sound like you read books?
I don't read books. No. But what I'm saying is we talked about year and where it came from and how it came to be and like kind of like the gist of the whole game and Weston hadn't played much at the time, and this obviously, just to recap, this is one of my favorite games if you didn't listen to last week, and so anyway, we just went a little more time with this game. So
I'll just jump into it basically right now. So cool. I got some more time with the game, and so if I remember correctly, because it's been a couple weeks, I was drawing a lot of parallels to the new PS4 Digimon game, and as I played more and more of the PS1 version, this was almost like just a remake of the new one, which is crazy because I played the old one or the original PS1, the one that we have been reviewing. I liked it. It pretty much it did a lot of what the new game did. But the funny thing is that they did it 20 years earlier.
Yeah.
So that's why it was. The new game is fun because it just took everything from the original and just made it a little bit more polished, better graphics, and everything like that.
Yeah, it's just like a stripped down version of the newer one, which is where it came from. And personally, I like it better. Just I like the adventure and the story and all that kind of thing a little better of the first game. So
yeah, I think the story adventure, it was probably like about the same, maybe comparable for me. But I didn't like what I really liked about the PS1 version was only having one Digimon.
Yeah,
because
that was my biggest.
Yeah.
I got on Digimon Next Order for PS4 recently just to play it. I was playing it one night and I was like, gosh, this is so hard. Like one of them keeps us hungry and then the other one has to go to the bathroom and then the other one's hungry and I don't have enough food and what am I going to do? And I had a Mega and a Ultimate at that time. So
yeah,
and after not playing it for a couple years too, like, and then getting back into it and having like a Mega and Ultimate you're taking care of, you're just like, this is so difficult and trying to get back into the game and figure out where I was.
Man, so I went down the rabbit hole and I probably spent at least another 30 hours on the new game. Because,
you did? Oh, okay, cool.
I'm almost. I think I'm in chapter 4, which is the last chapter.
Right
in that
on.
Game.
Awesome.
I mean, like I went full bore back into it. Like I have my city is like almost completely built up.
Right on, man.
Yeah, like completely. I mean, dude, I got like, even when I started back up, I think from this time I restarted to now, I added like 30 Digimon to my city.
Sweet.
But the reason that I did that was because I enjoyed the PS. Like we started playing the PS1 version again, and I enjoyed it so much. I was like, oh man, I have to go back. But like I said, probably the biggest difference between the two is if you're going to go play the PS1 version, it's actually a fantastic game. The combinations and like how much you need to do what is a little, it's crazy on the PS1 version how people even got to certain like evolutions because of you need to see stats, right? It's all about the stat numbers and like how many you train. And in the new game, you kind of get to be able to pick what you need to train, and then you get the stats like really easily, or at least like you can hit those numbers. Even there's a part in the dojo which I didn't get in the first one where you can see, oh yeah, here's the break points, and it'll tell you, and then you can actually block off like which evolutions you're going to get. But the original one was great because I kind of did it, which I normally do with games is if I didn't know what to do, I just kind of did a little of everything, and I got a Marimon. So that was my second, that was my champion Digimon.
Oh, nice. For the original game?
Yeah, for the original game, I got a Marimon because like I didn't really have a direction of, I don't know, I didn't know exactly what to do. So I kind of did a little bit of everything, and I always specialize in strength and in stamina, just so I can, beat battles and stuff. And
yeah, man, that's awesome.
Yeah. I went to the dig tunnel, did some of those quests. I brought a couple more Digimon back to my thing, and then I fought a lot, which just like basically going out of the world fighting and then collecting items, which obviously that's what we have to do. I brought back like some of the farm people so I could get better meat, which was nice. But and then after I started getting probably another 3 or 4 hours into the PS1 version. At that point, I was like, wait, this game is just the baseline of what they created in the new game, so I just switched back over. But the biggest takeaway from me was they created this game for the PS1. It looks, to me, like going back into it, it looked really good. I like the sounds. The depth of the game was really, really good, and I liked how there was one Digimon. So... end all be all for like after playing that game for another I probably played it for at least another 5 hours. It's realistically just the baseline for next order, and they did it just as good, especially for the time.
Yeah, so I kept playing, and I got a Seadramon and evolved him to a Mega Seadramon, and I got through probably most of the game, but I beat it before anyway, and just really enjoyed playing it again. So, but I definitely agree, and that's why I was so excited when Next Order came out, and I liked the game, and I started playing it again, but it was just like kind of hard for me to get back in, and then all this crazy stuff happened. Just not being around playing much games recently. So anyway, but I do want to play it some more. That's cool that you got to play it and you're like almost done with it.
Yeah. I just went down a rabbit hole because once I started, once you get to a point in the game where you pretty much like after your, because every time your Digimon dies, they come back a little bit stronger. Well, I had gone through so many versions and my gym is so strong at that point where as soon as the age requirements met, they immediately digivolve to the one I want.
Yeah.
But again, this is why I didn't like the two Digimon is my qualm with it is my Digimon are a little off sync, or they were, until I finally figured out that you can instantly digivolve them with the stones.
Yeah. Okay.
And then once you can actually like as soon as they turn rookie, you can digivolve them to champion, and if they're at the same champion the same time, then just after that you can start progressing them age-wise the same way.
Okay.
So
that's cool. I didn't do that. So that's really good to know because mine are off the age right now. One's an ultimate and one's a mega. So and I think my mega is about to die.
Yeah. And I had that happen a couple times because the problem is at the point of the game that I'm in, they have to be mega or at least really, really, really trained ultimates to even go into the lands that I need to and to fight the dudes. Because like they have to be like. So if they die, then I have to wait another. Which I don't like that about the game either. How it gates you basically. Like if you have two megas and you train them up really strongly, and then you get to a point like I basically did so much of the story in like 2 days, and then as soon as one of them died, I had to just go back to training, which was weird. I didn't like that.
And as the old Digimon movie says, go back to the beginning.
Go back. Dude, I'm never going to forget that.
So who was okay, so since we're talking more about Next Order now, who has been your megas in that game?
Oh man, I had like Icemon, which is like Icemon, Vikemon, the Viking. He was sick, dude. That Digimon did the most work.
Yeah, he's
I
pretty
had
sweet.
Magna Angemon. I had
Oh God, Magna Angemon's awesome.
I had Metal Garurumon. I had
Nice.
Mega Gaiomon. I played that game a lot, so I've gone through
Sweet.
quite a number of them. So, and then right now,
Yeah.
Lady Devimon is about to digivolve into Rosemon, I think.
Oh, sweet. Yeah.
So it's just, I mean, I was looking through the list of them, and I've gone through quite a bit of them as of now. So
yeah, my most recent team is Vero, Vidramon, Aero Vidramon,
oh yeah, nice.
and then I have a Hercules Kabuterimon as my mega.
Oh, you know what? I was about to say, I actually just got I had a Hercules Kabuterimon as one of my megas as well. He did work, actually.
Oh, right.
He was freaking super
I like
strong.
him. I liked him because he was in the original game too, as an ultimate, and I had him.
Really? Why was he an ultimate?
And
though?
I beat the game with him. Yeah, just the way the old system worked. There was the Hercules Kabuterimon was initially an ultimate Digimon when they had the little Digivices, the original ones.
Oh,
And then when the show came out, they're like, well, let's make Mega Kabuterimon the Mega, and then Hercules is the Mega, or Mega Kabuterimon the Ultimate, and then Hercules was the Mega, but they never got there in the show.
right. Okay.
Which Hercules Kabuterimon's sweet, so I don't know why they wouldn't do that, but
Yeah, I mean,
Anyway.
he's pretty badass. He looks evil though, which is pretty epic. He definitely doesn't look. Maybe that's why they put him in the show, because he looks straight
he's
evil.
too evil.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he looks like
Yeah.
you know how there's always like the in most movies there's like the hired assassins, or like the hired like not even like what are they called? Like the army hires them. What are they called? Like a team of like armies hire teams of they're not like outlaws, they're paid, but
Hitman.
no, not hitmen. What the freak am I can't even understand myself. Brain
Okay.
work.
Okay, I think our listeners will be on your wavelength.
Okay, thanks. I'm gonna get it. You keep on talking.
I get the picture. I get the picture of what you're talking about. But anyway, yeah. So the game's good. I think it's time to
Mercenaries.
Mercenary. Okay, good.
That's what Hercules Kabuterimon looks like. He looks like a straight mercenary, dude.
Dude, that's an epic title as well.
Sorry,
so.
I had to say that. It's gonna bother me if I didn't get it out right now.
Yep.
Cool.
Anyway, okay, so I think it's time to rate the original.
Yeah.
And so what are we gonna rate it with? Eggs? Digi-eggs?
Yeah, either Digi-eggs or Digivices, one of the two.
Yeah, okay. Let's just do vices. Let's just do Digivices.
Okay.
Okay, so for me, I love this game. I like playing it back then. I didn't see a flaw with it. Playing it now, I don't see a flaw with it. This is a shining 10 out of 10 for me.
Oof, man, you and your 10 out of 10s, you're going crazy. Yeah,
Dude,
so,
I know, and I feel like I'm such a runt, but I did pick this as a favorite, so like,
True.
It's just a good game all the way around.
yeah. So I'm gonna
anyway.
go 8.5 Digivices out of 10, and the only reason is because there's just, I mean, it's not perfect, but it's a really good game. It can be like epically frustrating and grindy at times, and that's why I wish that would. Which even the new game has this, is I wish the grindiness would be in the beginning.
Yeah.
And then at some point you would be a gate. Like if your Digimon died, he would come back as like a champion or something.
Yeah.
So I don't like that part about it, but man, it's a good game. It's up there for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, and but the thing about the game is if you can hit that ultimate level in the original, you have so much time to do work and almost beat the game. Like I had 2 megas when I first played this and beat it all the way through. I had 2 megas that game and I beat the whole game.
They never died?
Well, they died, but
you didn't have to break.
Like once I got back to mega, it just took so long. It was like extra 30 days that the mega will live. Yeah. Yeah, I think I got Hercules Kabuterimon at like day 45, which is insane. Yeah. Yeah. So once you get that, there's a plateau and you're just mega forever, in this game. So
Okay, so that was a little different.
Yeah.
I didn't get there, but I'm gonna have
Yeah,
to.
and
I'm gonna have
like-
to go back and get there now because that's really, man. That might okay. So I didn't know that. So that might even bring up. That's a solid 9, easy for me.
Yeah. Yeah, and like there's some cool areas like Factorial Town. That's one of the higher level areas you go to, and like there's the whole saga in the game where you're fighting Ogremon, and then you go to File Mountain, Infinity Mountain.
Did you go to the ice
Yeah.
ice place?
Yeah, and that's a cool area too
Devimons
because
are?
and that's a cool area too because in order to get Angemon, you have to take a baby there and let it get sick, and then he rescues you in his fortress, and then you can talk to him and then go through his ice fortress and all that. So
Nice.
yeah, so your Digimon gets sick and passes out, and then you wake up in Angemon's fortress. So
Beautiful. Yeah, good game. I really
Yeah.
enjoyed it. I think we'll put a nail in the coffin for this one. But man, I really did
finally.
enjoy it. It was a good one.
yeah, no, for sure. I one of those. It's one of those out there that I probably play at least yearly. I don't beat it yearly, but I'll just pick it up and play it on my phone or whatever. So, and I
Yeah.
did dig up my Digimon card, my Metal Greymon card,
Oh,
and it's cool on it because they only printed 100,000 of them,
really?
which doesn't seem. It seems like a lot, but
That's
really
not that
isn't.
much though.
Yeah,
That's really not.
they only and it has the number on there, and mine was like I think it was like 80,000 out of 100. So.
Ooh, so fancy.
80
That's pretty
something.
good, dude. Nowadays, like if
I'll
something's-
post. I got a picture of it. I'll post it with the show on
Yeah.
Instagram
for
Yeah.
sure. I mean, anything out of like less than 100,000. I mean, even 100,000. That's not that much these days.
Mm-mm.
Like,
No.
man.
Well, you think about how much these games sell. It's like to be a greatest hits, you have to sell a certain amount.
yeah,
and that's a lot.
Sell at least 1 million, right? Or is it
yeah,
more than that?
yeah. I think it's more than that.
Let's
But,
see how much that is. I'm gonna look that up.
Yeah. But yeah. Anyway, I'm really happy to put a nail in this one. I'm glad we did it, and I'm glad you got to play it. More than anything, just being a Digimon fan for such a long time. So.
Yeah, I'm glad I did too. It just made me get back to the new one because it was so similar, and I was like, well, I definitely am enjoying this one, so let me just get back to the one with better graphics and just beat it. That's a good game too. If you like the PS1 version, you'll like the PS4 one. It's just a little bit more frustrating with the double Digimon.
Yep. All right. Cool. Well, I think we can. I think we can move on from that a little bit. We're going to get into just kind of an E3 roundup of. It wasn't that epic this year, but we'll talk about a few of the things that are. I saw Spider-Man last night. It was awesome. If you haven't seen it, go see it, and we'll talk more about it next week when Weston sees it.
Yeah, I hate you.
Yeah, dude.
That's what you
I
get for
can't believe I
living
had
in
a free afternoon.
So that's what you get for living in a small town where you can just buy a ticket and get it.
Yeah, you just walk in, and I was like, "Oh, babe, we got to be there early and all this," and I was like, "Because this is like opening day, and it's the summertime, and kids will want to go see this movie." And I get there, and the late show was really packed, but we went to the early one, and we got seats, no problem.
Dang.
Yeah, it was awesome though.
Yeah, I'll be seeing it on Sunday. I got seats on Sunday,
Nice.
so we'll be ready to talk about it next week. But I've heard
Definitely.
great things. I can't wait to see it.
Yes, it's very good. I can't wait to get your take on how they did the whole Mysterio thing.
Yeah, I mean, dude, it's just it's crazy that to me, Spider-Man is definitely one of the last really, really solid Marvel franchises right now that I'm like I've loved. I mean, Guardians, I'm ready for that one too.
Yeah,
but I mean, a lot of the
you'll
other
have to wait a while for that one.
well, I know, and that's what I'm saying is like I'm ready for that one because I like the first two a lot, and every Spider-Man movie, the last couple ones, I've just completely enjoyed. So,
Oh yeah.
I'm ready to see this one. I'm definitely not tired of Spider-Man, that's for sure. So
We saw all the first ones together, I know,
man.
back in the day, and I just feel like every time I see a Spider-Man movie without you, I feel like I'm cheating on you or something.
I know. Believe me, I feel the exact same way because ever since it was the first Spider-Man where our parents got us
Dude.
out of school to go watch it,
I was
Jesus.
telling my wife that story the other day. She's like, "God, your parents were awesome."
Yeah, dude, our parents are pretty cool.
But come to think about it now, like we all went to the movies and everything, and it was a matinee and it was cheaper. I'm sure they were like, yeah, hell yeah, we'll take you, and it's not as crowded and all that.
Yeah, in reality, they were just selfish.
Oh, dude. But that was good times. I remember that night you spent the night at my house and like everybody else was going to see the movie. And I was kind of like, man, I would go see it again. Like with everybody else, all our other friends.
Yeah, screw them, let's be honest.
Yeah, it was awesome. I watched that original one the other day, actually.
You got a jingle bells in the back?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was trying to turn it off, but there's something with my other monitor. It keeps playing audio.
Quit playing Santa's sleigh bells over there.
Yeah, so it's our Ring doorbell here at our office.
I knew that.
Yeah.
I knew what that sound was because like my in-laws have it, and I was like, "What is that?" I was
Yeah.
trying to figure out. Ring. Gotcha.
So if you hear that, I'm sorry. I'll try to edit it out. But yeah. So anyway, yeah, we just have all kinds of Ring doorbell around here. We have lights and cameras just all around the building.
Gotcha.
But anyhow, so yeah, so we're kind of putting a pin in that one and go see Spider-Man, and then we'll talk about it next week.
Cool.
All right, so now we're moving on to E3, which, like I said, not too overwhelming this year. Sony didn't even show up. That's how bad it was. They didn't even come.
Yeah, man. Everyone's talking about like pretty much it's. E3's not dead, but it's been dying the last couple of years because you know, imagine even 10 years ago what E3 was to games and you know even just like movies and stuff like that. Like some like a lot of stuff.
Big deal.
It was a huge deal. Like that was the one thing a year gaming wise I was looking forward to, and now it's like I was looking through, you know, the best of and just kind of the cliff notes, and it's not that intense anymore.
Yeah, and as far as like media and entertainment and comics and all that kind of stuff, like I look more forward to San Diego Comic-Con than I do E3.
Totally.
And which is like next weekend, I think.
But
so we'll talk about that a little bit, but
right.
When it happens with movies and things like that, I think rumors they're going to show the first Morbius trailer, which is cool. So
ooh, nice. I'm excited for that.
Little tangent. But yeah, so E3 it was like and two with Nintendo doing like their Nintendo Directs, and Sony started a thing called State of Play, which is like a Nintendo Direct where they just announce things every month now. And so like it's not even like people have to go to these things unless they just want to try out the games, and it's a business thing, you know.
Yeah, I mean, industry people are going, and you know, obviously, like if I lived in the area and I got a ticket, I would definitely go.
Yeah.
But it's not. Yeah. It's just not as hypey as it used to be because I think the way that we're digesting, you know, announcements and media is it's just so different than before. You know, it was a big deal, and then we'd watch it on like X Play or like X Play Live E3 or you know whatever on TV.
Yeah.
Like that's how big it was, and now it's just like I'm gonna see the YouTube trailer. I'm good.
Yeah. Yeah, so, but one redeeming thing of E3 was Square Enix had a bunch of announcements this year, which is cool.
Quick question for you. If Square Enix was not there, would have E3 literally been a complete crap?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
I mean,
I think so
like,
too.
A lot of the stuff we'd already heard about, and there's some new footage of the Star Wars game, which I'm, like, I was telling you earlier, I'm not even going to get it first, you know. Like, I'm a Star Wars fan, but I just don't, like... It just doesn't strike me, especially after the fail that was Battlefront 2, you know?
Yeah.
So,
but
it looks cool.
Looks gorgeous, but it just didn't live up to like the
microtransactions, bro. They just killed it, you know? They charge you $60 for a game with microtransactions, you know, up to $90 with the bonus content.
Yikes. Yeah, that's a fail.
Yeah. So, But yeah, so that looks cool. Another thing from Microsoft, which is coming out on all platforms, is Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. It's like a action RPG, and it's coming out early next year, which it looks pretty cool. It's just another way to look at the Dragon Ball story, which whatever. Like I'll play it and I'll be excited about it. That was pretty cool.
They didn't really show that much about it, but I'm keeping out hope for sure.
Yeah. I want to see gameplay and things like that for real, you know, not just like kind of blips of it here and there.
Right.
So other things, Cyberpunk 2077. That's going to be kind of a new title, starring Keanu Reeves in the game. I don't know exactly what it's all about, but it looks pretty cool. It's set for release next year, so that was a big announcement.
Yeah, dude, that was definitely probably one of the biggest announcements. Dude, is Keanu Reeves just everywhere now? Like, is he gonna show up at, like, I'm gonna be, I don't know, at a wedding one day, and he's just gonna be officiating it because it's just Keanu Reeves. And he's just everywhere, and everyone's gonna be so happy because it's Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, a lot of reports have come out recently, and Marvel's been courting him to be in the universe, the MCU, for a long time.
Really? I don't know.
Yeah, and he turned him down a bunch of times. So, because he doesn't feel like the roles are right for him. And you know what? Hats off to that guy. He's a good dude in real life. He's a very charitable really cool guy. Like he's the kind of guy, like he cared about the Matrix so much, even when like all the money was gone, he took his own salary to pay the crew to finish the movie. So he's like he's that kind of guy. He's just a real charitable, nice dude. They're currently making another Bill and Ted right now, so that's kind of cool.
And yeah, I was watching him talk about, like, he has a bike shop and how much he loves motorcycles. He seems just really down to earth, even though he's obviously like a gazillionaire and he's pretty A-list celebrity. He doesn't act like one.
Yeah, nah. And anyway, so like that game looks cool. I'll probably play that when it comes out. I don't know if I'll get it right away, but that looks fun. Some good things are coming out next year, which is cool. And so really, other than that, there was some other stuff, but it just wasn't like huge, So looking forward to Square Enix's kind of redeemed all of E3 though, because that was pretty cool.
Yes, yeah, they have a lot of freaking nice stuff coming out, which of course something we've been waiting for, we've been talking about a long time, is Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Yep, they finally have a release date, which is 3rd of March 2020, and they also announced that the game is going to be split up into parts. So, but they confirmed that each part of the game will be the size of a full game.
Yeah.
So it's not just going to be like a telltale game where it's like, 12 hours to play and then it's like, okay, wait a year for the next one. It's going to be like a full, like 40-hour game, so.
Which is cool because, I said this before when we were talking before the show, is like whenever you see Final Fantasy, like for instance, Final Fantasy VIII is being remastered coming to PS4. It's basically it's just the exact same game, better, like it's going to run on a new, obviously like an HDTV with PS4, a little updated graphics, not over the top. That's a remaster, which is awesome, and I'm happy for that. But this is a true remake. Like they're taking the story, obviously of the original game, but they're expanding it. It's not just a scene for scene like remaster of the original game. This is a remake. The combat's different. It's really cool. They're gonna make it even. Hopefully it's gonna live up and be even better.
Yeah, for sure. So, yeah, it looks awesome. They showed a bunch of trailers for the combat and things like that. It's an action RPG, which was what I was hoping for because it kind of puts you more into it instead of like a turn-based type thing. And it just looks really fun. And the voice acting sounds pretty good. They finally showed Tifa and Sephiroth for the first time. So,
right.
And I think that's a good time frame. They can finish it up, and I just hope that the next part isn't like wait 7 more years for the next part. I'd be okay with like another year and a half, but if it's a long time, I'm probably just gonna check out.
Yeah, even if it was 1 year, I would be okay with that. If every year, like it was, because for instance, any good movie like a Lord of the Rings, like where it has a couple parts or a couple books, they're gonna space them out 1 year, but you're gonna consistently get some good stuff. Every Christmas you're like, oh man, I know it's gonna be here, but if it's every 5 years, I'm gonna be mad. It's just gonna frustrate me. I'm still play it, but I'm gonna be mad.
yeah. So the first game takes place in Midgar alone, which is the first part of the game within the city. So you get out of Midgar pretty quick. So they must have added like a ton of stuff to it.
Yeah, for sure. Even if let's say it's minimum of like 20 hours, that's still, just for Midgard, it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot of gameplay.
Yep. So, Yeah, so anyway, that was pretty cool to see those trailers and things like that. Another announcement they finally made is people have been asking for Final Fantasy VIII to come out either like in a mobile platform or like remastered or whatever. So they've announced it that Final Fantasy VIII is remastered coming to PlayStation 4, Switch this year. So that'll be cool. I'm excited to play that. And just some of the new features of that they've talked about is like a speedier gameplay and like more HD content. So that's awesome.
Yeah, no, I'm totally down for that. I don't think it needs like a like a remake, but just a remaster. It'll be good to go.
Yeah, for sure. And we don't have to wait a billion years for it.
Yeah.
So, and then like probably the biggest thing, which they saved for last at E3 with Square Enix. There were some other things in between. They talked Dragon Quest again and just kind of all the stuff we'd already heard about. But they finally unveiled this Avengers game that they've been working on forever. It seems like they teased it like 4 years ago in like a very small tease, and it's finally going to come to fruition. So what did you think about the first trailer for that?
It's probably the second most exciting thing at E3. I'm on board. I mean, especially I'm glad that Square is doing it because it seems, up their alley, at least with a crossover or something like that. I'm down. I don't know really like exactly where it's gonna go, but I'm excited for it right now.
Yeah, it looks cool. It's like a Avengers kind of shutdown, like this big event happens and they ended up ruining half the city kind of thing, and then they're kind of on the hunt at that point. And they've announced that this isn't just going to be a one and done kind of game. They're going to be adding a lot of stuff to it. Which is cool. A lot of characters and new Avengers. And they also announced there's going to be no microtransactions or add-on. It's all going to be free with the game.
Good, because that crap is annoying.
Yeah, I don't mind a free game with microtransactions just because that's how they have to promote and make money.
Yeah.
But if I'm paying $80, $90 for a game, which I'll probably get the deluxe version of this game just to have all the bonus stuff, like I don't want that. I don't want you to keep selling me after that.
Yeah, no,
I've already paid.
Just give me one or the other.
Money. Yeah, and I don't even mind paying for like add-ons and like Spider-Man, for instance, the extra content, and that was done right, and it was like another game outside of the actual game, which was cool.
Well, that's the thing. If they're getting if you're getting something tangible, then it's worth a little extra, but it just can't be riddled like with microtransactions, meaning like small things for a little bit of money.
Yeah,
it needs to be like, even if it's like a semi expansion, or if it's like like it's a DLC, it's $15, but it's another 10 hours of content. Yeah, that's fine. I'm totally down with that.
Yeah. Yep. So it's the title's beta is going to launch first on the PS4, and it's coming out. The whole game itself is coming out next May, which isn't too far away. I was kind of hoping for like maybe December, end of this year, since I've been working on it so long, but May will be okay too. So,
right.
But I'm gonna get that.
I think the interesting thing is seeing all these Marvel characters because they built this MCU universe. We've seen them on the big screen so much, and then seeing them on a video game rendition in their faces, like not looking like the MCU characters. It's kind of strange.
Yeah, it is weird. And it's funny because there's been an internet outcry about this game and their characters, how they look too much like the MCU, but like I'm looking at it right now and I don't see it. Yeah, that does not look like Chris Evans to me, or Chris Hemsworth, or whatever else Chris is in this universe.
I think people are psychos. There's no, I mean, with the thing about it is with these other games, for instance, like another one that we talked about is I watched a trailer before the show, was the Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. I can't remember what actor it is, but the one that plays in the official gameplay demo, he looks exactly like his actor counterpart. Counterpart. So like the technology they have to render someone's face 3D is literally. I mean, you can make it perfect. As showed by a lot of other games, like
Well, I'm looking at Cyberpunk picture of Keanu.
Oh yeah,
just like him.
What am I saying? Keanu looks exactly like he does on the big screen. So they could, if
just
they
a
wanted
little more ripped.
yeah, maybe. If they wanted to do that, they could, but they obviously weren't trying to do that because it doesn't. To me, it looks. They just look like people that would possibly look like that character in like a comic, but it does not look like the actors to me.
Yeah, and it was cool because in the little trailer they showed, they went more into like the production of the game rather than the gameplay, and they showed like the cast and everybody behind the game and things like that too. So, and the characters look nothing like those people who are voicing the characters. So, anyway,
I agree.
But yeah, anyway, I'm excited for it. I want to see more gameplay. I want to see kind of like how the game's going to be structured, if it's going to be like co-op online, because that'd be really cool to play together and things like that too. So. I think they're going to have some kind of online, well, it says online for people online. So I'm sure they're going to have some kind of online battle mode with it too and all that. So
Nice.
like they do for these games. And they're going to keep adding stuff to it, which is cool. Like I said, I'm not above paying for add-ons with actual content, but when you're hitting me with like, here's $10 to get some points to level up this guy, I don't want to do that. And that sounds like that's not what they're doing with this game, which is awesome.
That's just gated, like experience gating and stuff like that. I do not like that. That's so annoying because you're basically, especially when I say it's gating, because a lot of these other microtransaction games are like, yeah, you can level up if you grind for 12 hours, or you can give us $5 and have it immediately. That's not right. And if you want to buy like models, like if you're like, hey, Iron Man can look this way if you pay $1, and like that's okay because that's just purely aesthetic. But when it changes gameplay and experience, or like pay to win, I hate that.
Yeah, exactly.
People don't like that. Real gamers don't like that. That's not cool.
Mm-mm. Yeah, and it's just kind of predatory marketing at that point.
Yeah.
And I think that's why Fortnite's been so successful and that kind of thing, because they give you skins and new weapons and things like that. But you can absolutely win if you don't pay a dime to that game. You can win the battle royale and things like that.
Exactly.
So anyway, based on your skill. So anyway, that was kind of the roundup of E3 this year. Like, I hate to just be like, yeah, that was it, but that's
pretty much was it.
Yeah, I mean, they gave it real. Nintendo announced a release date on what is it? The Link remake, Link's Awakening.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I forgot there was a. Was that at E3 or was that no? That was at a Nintendo thing. Is they have a new Breath of the Wild, like Breath of the Wild 2 is in development, basically.
Yeah, that was E3.
It was E3.
They did a Nintendo Direct for E3, basically what they always do, but just put it in E3. It was just a video.
Okay, yeah, I didn't think they had like a booth there or anything like that. Yeah, so anyway, Breath of the Wild 2, I looked at the trailer. It looks freaking sick. I'm 100% down with that one.
Yeah. So it's not like top of my list. I'm not like a huge Zelda fan, but you are, so I'm happy for you.
I'm so sad that you're not as a big Zelda fan, man. Those games, especially like the last couple, have been so freaking good. I like Breath of the Wild, and then the Princess Twilight Princess. Man, those games were just intensely good.
Yeah. No, I'm cool with them, but it's just never been my like cup. So anyway, but anyway, that was E3, and that was kind of our roundup, and mostly underwhelming. Some cool things, but mostly underwhelming.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's just unfortunately, I think it's just dying, and especially when Nintendo can do its own thing, Sony can do its own thing. I mean, Microsoft has to be soon to follow, where they're just going to do their own little like mini press conferences every couple months or even twice a year, whatever they need to do, rather than competing with other people. People just don't care about that anymore. Especially when you can just release something like on YouTube, and it's gonna go to trending, and then everyone's gonna see it. It's not like they don't need to make these big announcements where at one time.
Twitter has killed a lot of things, and that's kind of one of them. You can just post something on Twitter, and the internet will freak out.
Yeah, it's gonna take control of it. That's your free publicity. You don't have to rent out like a multi-million-dollar space for how people most people aren't going to come anyway nowadays. It's just like press, and like I said, if some of the other people want to go, but
yeah, that's right. So anyway, just kind of moving on from that, E3, cool, some exciting things, underwhelming at the end, but just one other things in the comic book space. J.J. Abrams and his son are writing a Spider-Man comic. It's a 5-part miniseries with a new villain and things like that. So that's cool.
Well, like a brand new villain?
Yep, brand new villain. Yep.
Oh, I'm down. I'm
Yeah,
always down
so-
for extra villains, man.
Yeah, he was actually courted to write the original or to direct the original Spider-Man back in the day, but he was just starting work on Lost or something. So
Interesting.
yeah, so I'm excited. Yeah, that's cool. His son, him and his son are doing it together. I think it's kind of like a coming out party for his son, mostly. So into the comic space, and who better to start with than your freaking millionaire dad who makes all the good movies, you know?
I mean, sure. I mean, he's basically getting pimped by his dad.
Yeah, basically, and that comes out in September. So I put it in my pool box at the comic shop, and definitely excited for it.
Yeah, I might have to actually. I don't have a pull box at the comic shop, but I might have to at least pick that one up. I'm always interested in like new villains and stuff like that to the space. So
Yeah,
I'm down.
yeah. We actually recently just got a comic book shop in our town, so I have moved all my comic subscriptions to the internet to there, which is really convenient.
Nice, man. We'll have to next time you're. I'll have to go to that one, and then next time you're
Yeah.
here, we'll have to take you to the one that we go to get our tabletop games and stuff like that. It's pretty epic.
Cool. Yeah. I another thing in comics is I obviously talk about that Power Rangers comic a little bit, but they just started a big new event called Necessary Evil where they bring in the White Ranger, and it fast forwards from what it's kind of been petering out the last year, and like this first issue was like epic. So they're kind of like the Shattered Grid thing happened, and then they had like this kind of off story to prepare for this Necessary Evil arc that they're coming into, and the writer from the other Power Rangers comic is now writing the main one, and it's really good. So
Nice.
anyway, it's that's the first issue was awesome. Like you read it and it's cool because it like the end of Shattered Grid and what was going on, and then it kind of like they all talk and they're like, okay, we're gonna put the universe back together. Yeah. And then it like flashes the next page, the splash page, which says Necessary Evil. It's like a movie, and then it's just immediate action into with the White Ranger, like, what is going on? And, through this, they're getting to rewrite the series a little bit, the main series and the line and everything, and just a new villain and, like, some cool twists and turns. So it's really well written. So anyway, I was reading it the other day. Like, it's one of those things, like, I never, like, read things and get chills, But, like, I was reading the comic, and I was like, oh, my gosh, this is awesome.
Dang, if it's giving you some chills, that's next
Yeah,
level right there.
yeah.
That's when you know it's good.
Yeah, for sure. Anyway, so that's cool, and definitely excited to have a little comic book shop in town here. So.
Very cool.
Yep. Anyway, I think that's it for me today. Like as far as news and things like that.
Hey,
I don't really have anything else.
No, I think that's it, man. Back at it again, though. That's what matters. We out here.
Yeah, and you got some things coming up, and with work being busy, but we'll try to get to an episode next week for sure.
Yeah. We'll definitely try to. We got some pretty busy weeks over here in Austin, but we'll get to it, and if not, we'll be back. We ain't going anywhere.
Yep. And sorry about the dings in the background of this episode. I'm gonna try to get that worked out on my computer next week. I just it's my other monitor. It's my external monitor, and it's like I don't know how to turn it off. So I got to figure out what's going on.
You fired.
I will try to edit a lot of it out, but I think some of it happened while I was talking. So
You fired.
Okay, Trump. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm not gonna even try to do the voice. I can't even do it. My voice is too much.
I'm not even going to do that. But we do have some business to take care of. What are we going to do next week? Do we want to consult the gauntlet, or do we want to pick a game, or what are you thinking?
Man, I don't know. That's going to be if you have something that you have in your brain right now, I'm definitely willing to hear it. But besides that, I don't know. I don't have anything in mind.
Yeah, I don't either, and that scares me because the gauntlet scares me.
The gauntlet giveth and the gauntlet taketh.
Yeah. Yep. Let's see. What do you think? What kind of era do you want to do? You want to do like Super NES, or do you want to do like another PlayStation game, or like N64? Or what are you feeling? Do a GameCube game too. I'm not opposed to that.
I'd be down. I kind of am down for anything right now. I didn't think about it, so.
Okay. What genre? What genre do you want to do?
Bro, I don't know. I feel like we should just talk off the air, and we'll figure it out.
All right. Sounds good. We can do that then. All right then, man. Well, unless you have anything else to add, I'm gonna sign off here.
Yeah, man, that sounds good. We good talking again, and we'll see us on the next episode.
All right. Peace out.
All right. Later.
Bye. If you'd like to send us a message, you can email us at kitgpodcast@gmail.com or tweet us at kitgpodcast on Twitter.